when you walk with God in your spiritual journey and you face difficulty, God understands what's happening. And spoke about it. You find many verses in the Holy Quran or Bible talks about the hardship, the non-believer, people who would wage a war on you for being who you are, without you're not overstepping your boundaries, you're not really doing anything to deserve what's happening to you. And it's been like that since the fall, from heaven, when Adam and Eve ate the apple and we're here, and because if that never happened, we'd be immortals, we'd be living in heaven, there would be no death, and there's no resurrection and none of that, there was no suffering, there is no human life, none of that. But it's a test of time when you come into this earth. You're going to meet people, they don't like you or you don't like them for a reason or another. You try to be who you are without hurting someone or breaking universal laws, God's laws, pertaining to you and other human beings. Not whatever you do between you and God is between you and God, all right? These people have no say in the matter. But between you and other people, that's what God doesn't forgive. And so that's what's kind of going on. And you are in trial and tribulation right now, dealing with people trying to intimidate you or stir fear in you, fear in you, and it's just trying a little bit, hard to do it, because you reach a point in your life where intimidation doesn't really move you anymore, and because I hear it in my apartment, every time I write a post on YouTube. Either they stomp or stomp and cause a racket upstairs and around the apartment and trying to kind of intimidate me, because I'm like, what I'm saying has nothing to do with these people, and but they just don't like it because they're working for the enemy, They are a slave to the system, sadly, and they want anybody to be timid and scared of them and stuff like that. But I'm not scared of them, what I'm saying? It's just it's frustrating when you have to go home and you have to deal with people in a building, in a place. You know what? Before I used to own my own house, and I really don't like neighbors. My neighbors were redneck, bottom feeders, and they did the same thing. That's when I got targeted, and it was a lot of abuse and keying my car, leaving me like notes, and throwing shit in my back door of my house, letting my dogs out. The list is very long, and it was like a very redneck neighborhood in Calgary, Alberta. But I own my own place, and it's not an attached house. It was a single family home. These people have no right to walk in my premises and to do that. They walk into my house where I paid mortgage for, and they did that. And it's part of the tactic. This tactic I have not gone away for 10 years. I've been dealing with these people for the same thing they've done to me. So I've kind of grown accustomed to this kind of abuse where the system doesn't really support you, and the system working for the enemy because they created the system. And it's very sad, it's sad when the people who are supposed to uphold the law, they are the one who breaking the law, and now they have these minions working for them, trying to scare me. I'm not afraid of them, and neither should you. You should not be afraid of an enemy. You know what I mean? Not afraid of them. By the way, speak about fear. God, did you know that God is going to remove fear? And if you watch that movie, the TV show, Mayfair Witches, they talked about that. They talked about that. They talk about the witches and wizards and warlock. She went under, she left part of herself. She left part of herself in the other side, and she says, "Oh, the emotional part was left behind." No, the emotional part was left, with the other side, the other part of herself. The more logical stayed behind somewhere else. So this is how they told you in a Mayfair Witches. They're telling you that it's possible. Pretty much. the geese are chasing me. But anyhow, so what I'm telling you is, you do not worry what these people you think of you, or or whatnot. There's so much they can do. You know what I'm saying? There's so much they can do. There are also limits what they can do. But you stay on your track, and just pray. And I pray for justice every day. Coming up, the 14th to 16th, the 3 days that you have to fast. You have to fast, and as a sacrifice to God, right? It's I mentioned it in a previous video why you need to do that. Okay? Because that pertaining to the red heifers. Okay? So you have to fast for yourself, and you cancel any sacrifice done in your name and family name. Okay? And do not be afraid of these people. That part of you that is very fearful is going to be removed. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the part of you that is very logical. Will be behind. Okay? So no, gooey stuff and being all lovey-dovey and you want to hug a tree, that will all going to be gone. Okay? So your enemy have all these people working, and they choose who they want to be in bed with. These people are in bed with evil agenda by breaking these laws. But anyhow, nothing is forever. Just remember that. Stay on track, and if you don't want to forgive them, then you don't have to. Nobody's going to make you do anything you don't want to do. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not forgiving anybody who have done me wrong. Okay? All right. And that's all I'm going to say. So it comes with the territory. When you are with God, you are walking, hand in hand with God, stuff like this happens. All right. So